Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
And I said, I'm sorry. I just hope I haven't let you down. Well, when I said, I just hope I haven't let you down, that said, no, I have. I let down my friends. I let down the country. I let down our system of government, dreams of all those young people that ought to get into government that will think it's all too corrupt and the rest.
I made my mistakes, but in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. And in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I can say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
I'm Noah Bookbinder. I'm the president of Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, or CREW. CREW is a nonpartisan watchdog that works to promote democracy, hold government accountable, and ensure that it's working on behalf of the people, not special interests. Earlier in my career, I served as a federal corruption prosecutor, and then in my years at CREW, over the course of Donald Trump's first term, CREW tracked more than 3,700 conflicts of interest, all of which stemmed from Donald Trump's failure to meaningfully divest from his business holding. So I've seen a lot of corruption throughout my career. And even having seen all that, this meme coin dinner happening tonight is unbelievable. This is as blatant an example of selling access to the presidency as I have ever seen, and I think maybe as the country has ever seen. It's over the top, even for Trump. The practice of wealthy individuals putting money in this president's pocket and subsequently gaining access to him is far from new. We've seen a lot of that over the past 9 years. But in this instance, it is more shameless than it has ever been, and it's on a much, much larger scale. During Donald Trump's first term, we didn't know everyone who was spending money at his properties, but you generally had to go in person to the hotel in D.C. or to Mar-a-Lago in Florida. That limited how many people could do it, and limited how much money they could spend. This time, through Trump Media, which is the parent company for Truth Social, in which Donald Trump holds the majority of the stock, and through Donald Trump's cryptocurrency assets, there's an opportunity for putting massively more money, millions and millions of dollars, in his pocket very easily without the public finding out who's paying. And because the buyers behind cryptocurrency transactions are generally not disclosed, anyone could be buying these coins and trying to influence the president with any kind of motivations. That could include foreign, state, or federal government officials who could be buying these coins, meaning that Donald Trump would be violating the emoluments clauses of the Constitution without any of us, without the public ever finding out. Now, there are a lot of ethics laws that don't apply to the president, and even those, like the emoluments clauses that do, are hard to enforce. We at CREW spent 4 years bringing litigation against the president for violations of the emoluments clauses, and he ran out the clock on that then. And the reason why this is a problem is that a president is supposed to be serving the public, not his own interests or the interests of a wealthy few. But with this meme coin dinner, Donald Trump is giving the highest bidders access to the president, possibly to influence decisions that affect all of us and all Americans while lining his own pockets. It's past time for Congress to step up and pass legislation to make it simpler to enforce the Emoluments Clause, to prevent officials from holding interests in cryptocurrency and in industries that they're regulating, as the terrific members here today are trying to do. It's time for Congress to do real oversight, demand a list of who's there tonight, again, as these members are trying to do. And it's time for Americans to make clear that this corruption is not okay. We appreciate all of the members of Congress who have called out this historically corrupt situation at today's press conference and beyond, and the public needs to do the same. We cannot allow this to become the new normal.
And this is particularly offensive, what the president is doing tonight in light of what happened in the House of Representatives last night. In a 24-hour period of time, the president is stealing health care from 15 million Americans, making the poorest 10% of Americans even poorer, while he dines lavishly with foreign oligarchs who are padding his pockets corruptly. One set of rules for Donald Trump and his billionaire friends, another set of rules for ordinary Americans. That's the story of the first 100 days, and it'll be, unfortunately, unless we get some cooperation from our Republicans, the story of the rest of this term.